Stadler, where are you? Get back in your cubicle. I'm not paying you to uncubicle yourself.
So I found this little stop just outside of Portland, Oregon. And this is for my family on Vancouver Island. You know who you are. It's the A&W family. The A&W restaurant figures placed here are unique remnants of the drive-in culture that developed in the 50s and 60s. The mama, papa, and baby figures are from the original family that stood in front of the Hillsborough A&W restaurant located on Southeast TV Highway. These figures were donated to the city by Joe and Dale Malacote in 1991. The teen figure was added in 96 to replace one missing from Hillsborough restaurant and complete the family. Figures are among a few which survive today and remind us of a time when A&W burger families were on display at restaurants throughout the country. These figures were designated a cultural resource in 1983 by the Hillsborough Planning Commission. So there you go. A little bit of drive-in history right there. As you can see, it's raining. And it's been like this for about 6 days here in Oregon. I found a place to park for a bit, although it will be paid. The bright side is I got all my videos caught up and I wasn't distracted by nice sunny days and wanting to explore because it's been like this the whole time. Literally, the rain would subside for a couple of minutes and then it would just come back full on crazy. Apparently the coast of Oregon, and I'm assuming Washington where I was, is just getting hammered by a storm. So yeah, I'm heading south. I'm still chasing the sun. So we'll see what I find. I just pulled off into a rest stop to check something, and now I'm hitting the I-5 again, heading towards Grants Pass. Oh, and another thing, the time that I just spent working in the rain, a couple of days, at least a couple of days of that, was working on a video that I did for my friend Dave. Now Dave let me park in his yard. Him and his sister have an office on Salt Spring Island and they let me park there. And Dave's a musician. He's a friend of mine. We grew up together. And he's starting to release his original music. So one lunch hour we did a video, basically shot the video over his lunch hour with a little bit of other stuff one evening just before one of their gigs. They had a little bit extra time, so we did some more. But yeah, a no-budget video shot on Dave's lunch hour with a DSLR, a GoPro, this GoPro, and a iPhone 6. So I edited that over this little hiatus, and he just released it today, so I will make sure to put a link to it in the description of this video so that you guys can find it. So watch for that. Please give it a like. He's a really good guy, and he's just trying to, you know, showcase his music and make a few bucks, and yeah, just like the rest of it. Okay, so it's really crappy raining driving, so I'm going to shut this camera off, concentrate on the road, and say goodbye. All right, Medford, Oregon, still raining. And Ashland, Oregon, guess what? Still raining, albeit not as hard. So I was considering a free U.S. forestry campsite up here around Mount Ashland, but the elevation puts us back into the clouds and it's pouring again. So I don't think I'm going to visit Mount Ashland this time around. I'm just going to keep going through. I will find some sun. I will. One hell of a hill too, by the way. Almost. There's a little sliver of blue there. Oh, but this over here doesn't look so good. Well, I missed the sign, but I am in California now. doesn't look any different than Oregon at this point because it's still raining. Go figure. So I pulled into the Shasta Valley Vista Point. I'm just outside of Wairika, California. Just on interstate still. But yeah, so this is the only bit of sun I've seen in about 6 days. So it's a new day, October 17th. Still driving south and still raining. I'm in Shasta Lake, California, and albeit it seems to be pretty dry and intermittent, it's still raining. So yeah, still going. So just a real quick big stuff stop because I'm kind of parked precariously. Yeah, real big olive with some signs for your local congressman. So yeah, the really big olive is just outside of Vina, California, and that's about that. Today is going to be a little bit of vintage trailer happiness. So the back door on my trailer, the little storage door, basically it's an old T handle. You turn that, the latch on the inside prevents it from opening. Worked great, except the lock was getting stiff, and then now it went, and it just, you put the key in and try and turn it to lock it, unlock it, it just spins around. So it's constantly unlocked, which isn't really a big deal because there's nothing in there to steal. But for some reason, when it's unlocked, even though when I turn it to close it, it's fairly tight, it eventually rattles open. So I've bungeed it together so that when it does rattle open, it actually doesn't open all the way to the point where you can see in and or stuff falls out. But I'm looking for an old school handle without a lock in it. I stopped here at Camping World in Rockland, California, but they only have new stuff, and most of their latches are for the newer RVs where it's just the little key thing and the latch is like really short. So the guy here gave me a name of a fellow in Sacramento, RV Dr. George, who has a bunch of older used parts. So kind of a wrecking yard, I think, maybe. So let's go down there and see if we can find a handle for this old tin can so I can lock the back door again. All right. So my issue is this. So this T-handle latch, open, there you go. Push it in, the bar goes up. It's nice and tight, and then I lock it. But the lock quit. So now when I'm driving, somehow it loosens enough that this will pop open. So I had a bungee hooked up to here, it went inside to a screw, so that when it popped open, it only sat about like that. So basically what I'm looking for is a new one of these handles with a lock that actually locks. So I stopped at RV Dr. George in Sacramento, California, and found this used one. Now the only issue is somebody's filed this down, but I think if I tighten it up enough, it should be okay. So we'll see. So yeah, once you have a new part, it's pretty easy to fix. Done. So here we are. One thing I forgot about California when you're coming into the state, it's fruit border. They're gonna ask if I have any fruit on me or veggies from carrying algae, etc., etc.
It's like working with a monkey.